let's get to it. Let's get to it, shall we? Let's talk about the Game Awards. So, the Game Awards nominees have finally been revealed. The actual date for the Game Awards are going to be December the 11th. December the 11th. It usually starts at 7 p.m. Eastern. So, as you know, GI always has a yearly tradition where we normally, stream together and we will watch the Game Awards, and we call it the Slander Awards. So, the Slander Award 2025 is in full effect. We will be doing that this year. As always, we will not miss that. So, said the ball like good game research. I know. It's crazy. What up, Taco? So let's go through the nominees. Let's go through the nominees and see if there are any potential snubs here. Any potential snubs, because obviously some people were upset, mainly for the game of the year, because they're always upset at the game of the year. But like we said on the pod, and like we said before, it was a lot of highly rated games this year. A ton. I think that this is probably one of the best years in terms of just raw numbers and critical acclaim that I have seen in a very long time. A lot of other years, you can kind of tell what's going to be in the game of the year conversation because it's only like a certain handful, but you can easily name almost 10 games that could be in a game of the year category, like straight up. So I said on the pod when we were having the Ghost of Yotai conversation, which I seen some people get upset, and rightfully so, because again, you just listening. Oh my God, TikTok freaking limited myself because I was promoting advanced GG. Holy crap. Anywho, sorry to the TikTok people. Jesus Christ, TikTok. Out of all the things that TikTok allows you to promote, come on now. Out of all the things TikTok allows you to promote, oh, you start promoting something that's not in their creator program and they started restricting you. Anyways, forget you, TikTok. So anyway, so what I was saying, when we were having the Ghost of Yotai conversation, I said the same thing that I said about Spider-Man 2 last year. I said the game is good. The game is good, but I don't think that it pushed the franchise forward. I really like the things that they did add, because they did add a lot of amazing quality of life features in Ghost of Yotai. But I said, compared to the other games that are highly rated this year, I don't think that Ghost of Yotai was going to make the cut. And sure enough, I was right. Like I said on the pod, we're more right than we are wrong when it comes to our predictions and opinions. So, like I said, listen to us, because more times than not, we are right. So we'll get to that, but we'll go through the categories here. So best esports team, I didn't really care because I don't watch esports, but I like Team Liquid, so I chose Team Liquid. It don't really matter there. Best esports, I actually do care about this one. This year, because I watched a lot of fighting games, as you all know. I've been to Evo, and I watch Evo religiously every year, so I'm highly into that. So I see that Menard was on here, and I see that Kakaru was on here. So if Menard wasn't on here, I would have picked Kakaru. But I think that me personally, Menard has had an amazing year in Street Fighter. He's been dominating pretty much everything. So I'm giving it to Menard. I don't think he's gonna win, but I'm choosing him. You're right. It's another revenge. I mean, but again, people don't want to hear that. Taco. But at the core, it is what it is, man. Sony makes a lot of revenge games. Yeah, what it is, man. Best esports game, I don't really care about this. I don't know why like Street Fighter or like other fighting games aren't like really in these categories, but whatever. I just chose Valorant. So in any case, Counter-Strike, Dota, League of Legends, Mobile Legends, and Valorant. All right. Come on. What? Hello. Why are we not going here? Oh my goodness, you're broken. I don't know why they don't just have the whole thing. All right. Yo, the website is breaking on me. Yeah, it literally froze. What the heck, man? I don't want to download my vote card. Yeah, the thing is broken. All right, we're gonna do it like this. Since the actual website wants to break. Since the actual website wants to break, we'll just do this, okay? All right, my bad. So, games for impact. We had Consume Me, Despolate, Lost Records, Bloom and Rage, South of Midnight, and Wonder Stop. I have only played South of Midnight out of this list. I actually do still want to go back and play Lost Records, Bloom and Rage, because I was interested in that, but I haven't gotten to it yet. But I chose South of Midnight. My personal opinion, I did enjoy South of Midnight. I still ain't even beat that game yet. But I think Games for Impact, I think South of Midnight, you know, we gotta support the black stories. We gotta support the black stories. Debut indie game. I mean, Expedition 33 was there. Expedition 33 was there. Debut indie game. Out of Blueprints, Expedition, Despolate, Dispatch, and Mega Bonk. I know a lot of people like Mega Bonk, and then Dispatch just recently came out, and a lot of people enjoy that one too, which I will probably get to as well at some point. But Expedition 33, pretty much any category that Expedition 33 was in, I'm voting for personally. But that's just me. Community support: Baldur's Gate 3, Final Fantasy 14, Fortnite, Helldivers 2, and No Man's Sky. Me personally, I probably choose Helldivers 2, but I don't really care about this one. Best adaptation, we have a Minecraft movie, which was surprisingly pretty good. I don't know about y'all. I don't know how many people seen the Minecraft movie. I did not see it in theaters. But I actually did enjoy it, you know, maybe mainly because I was watching with my daughter and she actually loves the movie. She's not playing Minecraft, so she really enjoys it. But the Minecraft movie wasn't bad. Devil May Cry, I did not see that. Splinter Cell Death Watch, I also did not see that. Last of Us Season 2, regardless of how you felt, I liked the series. I do like the live adaptation. And then Until Dawn, I didn't see that either. So for me, I probably pick The Last of Us Season 2, but if not that, I would probably pick a Minecraft movie, to be honest. Yeah, and I saw that. We got to talk about the two. Megabonk withdrew, like some weird controversy that was going on there, which I didn't fully understand, but I did see Jeff was talking about it. So I need to look that up as well, just to read the tweet. But yeah, I didn't fully understand what was going on there, but I like briefly glanced by it. I briefly glanced by that one. Best VR AR game. I don't play VR games, so I just chose Deadpool. But you have Alien Rogue Incursion, Arcane Age, Deadpool VR, Ghost Town, and the Midnight Walk. Again, doesn't really concern me. Best strategy sim game. I don't really play those either. But we have Civ 7, Final Fantasy Tactics, Jurassic World Evolution, The Alters, Tempest Rising, and 2 Point Museum. I think that if I had to choose, I think I just chose The Alters, but again, I don't really play those type of games. Best sports / racing game. Shout out to 2K not being on the list, baby. Shout out to 2K not being on the list, man. Out of all the games, I feel like there are not a lot of sports and racing games, so for 2K to still not be there is pretty freaking hilarious in my opinion. But he said the dev say he wasn't a true debut indie title. Oh, okay. That's respectable. But we have EA Sports FC 26, which is FIFA. You know, he just changed the name. F1 Racing, Mario Kart World, Rematch, and Sonic Racing Crosswords. I chose Rematch. I think the Rematch would be a nice game to win, but most likely it's going to go to Mario Kart. I think it's going to go to Mario Kart. If I had to guess. Best RPG, Expedition is there, but you have Avowed, Expedition, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, Monster Hunter Wilds, and The Outer Worlds 2. I'm not gonna lie, this list is pretty stacked. I don't think that Expedition 33 is going to run away with this one because a lot of people like Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. I do remember that discourse early on this year, and I did see some people that were highly touting Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 to not only win awards, but to win, and they said it was their game of the year. But you have Monster Hunter Wilds and The Outer Worlds 2. I don't think they have as much power as Kingdom Come and Expedition, but I think it will probably be between those two. Obviously, I chose Expedition, but Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 might be a surprise here, especially if we're just talking straight RPG. So we'll see. So that's I choose Expedition, but I wouldn't be surprised if Kingdom Come maybe snuck away with this one in this category. So we'll see. So Rematch did fall off. Save home with the ball. Yeah, I don't know what happened. And like Rematch, I felt like it came through pretty dope, and then it just yeah, people just stopped playing it. So I don't know. It was weird. It was very weird. Next we have best ongoing game. Best ongoing. Final Fantasy 14. I don't know if Eto's still playing it, but I know he was highly on Final Fantasy 14 for a minute. Fortnite, Helldivers 2, Marvel Rivals, and No Man's Sky just chose Marvel Rivals. But it's funny, No Man's Sky is still on this list, and Fortnite is still on this list, and Final Fantasy 14. Those three games are still on this list, getting nominated year after year after year. So, I mean, I guess that does say something that you have at least those three games that are still going and people are still playing it. Said we mentioned a lot about crossplay at launch and people drop the game. Dang, that's crazy. Said make sure y'all vote for you, Massimo, pretty dirty for best mobile game. Those 90 votes and give other people. Oh man, that's funny. Oh yeah, I forgot, man. Y'all was on there too. Y'all were on that. Y'all were on it, man. Best mobile game. I don't really care, but that's funny. Corliss and Nethos have an agenda still. We have Destiny Rising, Persona 5, Sonic Rumble, will say the pretty dirty. That was a funny phase, bro, when y'all were playing that damn game. And Wuthering Waves. I guess if y'all want to vote for something, vote for that. Vote for Umamose. Uma Musume. But that's hilarious though. Best indie game. We have Absalom, Ball Pit, Blueprints, Expedition 33, Hades 2, and Hollow Knight. Again, pretty stacked category, especially for indie games. I feel like this pretty rare to have like a stacked list, a stacked nominee list for indie games. Like, wow. Obviously I chose Expedition 33, but like Hades 2 was there, Hollow Knight is there, which are also both nominated for Game of the Year. Yeah, Blueprints, Ball and Pit, and seeing a lot of people talking about Ball and Pit as well. So this one again might not be so easily that Expedition 33 is going to sweep. You know, it might not be that easy. Again, people have been waiting a very long time for Hollow Knight, Silksong. So you never know. You never know, because again, this is fan voted. So this is fan voted. He still shocked said the one went on repeat. So every hitter you say you still playing it every day. Secure vote. Best fighting game: 2XKO, Capcom Fighting Collection 2, Fatal Fury, Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection, and Virtual Fighter. It's kind of sad though. Like, Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection ended up being on this nominee list. And people were actually did not like the Legacy Collection from what I've heard. But man, how far has Mortal Kombat fallen, bro? How far has Mortal Kombat fallen? I chose 2XKO, but other than that, I'll probably choose Capcom Fighting Collection 2, because those are some of my favorite Capcom fighting titles on there. But man, it's pretty weak in my opinion as far as the best fighting game. But again, a good fighting game or quality fighting game does not come out every year, so it's kind of difficult in this category year after year choosing a game. So best family game: Donkey Kong Bonanza. You are basically the Nintendo category. I mean, anybody will just keep it a buck. Best family game is always like the Nintendo category. Donkey Kong Bonanza, Lego Party, Lego Voyager, 2 Lego games, Mario Kart World, Sonic Racing Cross Worlds, and Split Fiction. Interesting in Split Fiction. I mean, it is. I mean, against co-op, so interesting that it will be in this category. I chose Split Fiction. But again, wouldn't be surprised if Donkey Kong Bonanza, which is also nominated for Game of the Year, and Mario Kart wins. So we shall see. Sonic Racing, I will be very interested. I don't think anybody's going to choose Sonic Racing, but it will be interesting if Sonic Racing did make a little bit of noise for the categories it is nominated in. Best Action Adventure. Now you start getting into like the Sony categories. Which is pretty funny, because I said on Twitter, I said that Death Stranding is carrying Sony this year, because even though Ghost of Yotai did get a good amount of noms, Death Stranding 2 technically being a Sony title or Sony published title did carry, because Death Stranding 2 is another one of those games that a lot of people are highly touting as their game of the year. I was very surprised, especially given how Death Stranding 1 went. I did not like Death Stranding 1 at all, so I for sure did not even want to try Death Stranding 2, but there were some people that were saying, hey, this is my game of the year. I'm like, hey, I ain't mad at you, but very interesting. He said no Kazan. It would have been nice if Kazan was on there, but again, stacked. It's stacked. It's stacked. So we have Death Stranding 2, Ghost of Yotai, Hollow Knight, Silk Song, Indiana Jones. Interesting, Indiana Jones ended up here. Again, Xbox had to get something, I guess. So you have Indiana Jones and you have Split Fiction. For this one, I chose Ghost of Yotai. Me personally, I don't think it's gonna win though. I think that Silk Song has a lot of pull here. And honestly, Death Stranding 2 might. Death Stranding 2 might, but I think maybe the majority of fans are going to go with Silk Song. I think the majority of people are going to go with Silk Song. If Kazan was on here, again, it would have been nice to be nominated, but I know it would have instantly got kicked off the list. I mean, just being realistic. Not that many people really played or talked about Kazan like that. But great game. Great game, though. Best action game. Battlefield 6, Doom: The Dark Ages, Hades 2, Ninja Gaiden 4, and Shinobi: Art of Vengeance. For me, I chose Battlefield 6. I only played a little bit of Doom. I see what people are talking about. I didn't really stick with it. I did not beat it. Did not play Hades 2, and I'm going to get to Ninja Gaiden 4, so I have no opinion on it right now. And I did not play Shinobi. I don't think Battlefield 6 is going to win. Out of this list, most likely Hades 2. If we're just going off a pure fan vote, most likely Hades 2 will get it. I don't think that Doom is going to win. And I don't think enough people played Shinobi that it would get there. So, in my opinion, it'll probably be between Hades 2 and maybe Battlefield 6. I don't think that many people would probably vote for Ninja Gaiden 4 either, to be honest. Even though, again, not saying it's not a good game. I haven't played it yet. But I don't think, as far as fan vote, people will pick that one. Best score in music. Expedition 33, Death Stranding 2, Ghost of Yotai, Hades 2, and Silk. So I'm going with Expedition 33 all the way, man. That scoring music, it's just bar none, bro. Like that whole soundtrack was just fire from beginning to end. So I'm picking Expedition 33 all the way. If I had to pick a second pick, I mean, I didn't play any of the other games, but Yotai was pretty cool with the scoring music, but I don't think it's going to win. And I have no clue really about the scoring music of the other game. But Expedition 33, I think it's going to run away with that, with that category for sure. Best performance. We have three freaking Expedition 33 nominees. Have Jennifer English, Ben Starr, and Charlie Cox. So man, that's pretty tough. Then we have Erika Ishii as is Atsu, Troy Baker, Indiana Jones, and Silent Hill F. If I had to choose out of that, one of the Expedition 33 people are going to win. I think that's for sure. I don't think Detroit Baker, even though he's a heavy hitter. I mean, Ben Starr is a heavy hitter too. So this one is super tough. I'm going to go with Charlie Cox. That would be my personal opinion, but wouldn't be surprised if Ben Starr won. Wouldn't be surprised if Jennifer English won. I don't think that Erika Ishii is going to win, even though she did a great job, in my opinion. I don't think that Troy Baker is going to win for Indiana Jones, and I think that Kanatsu has I would say out of this list, she probably has the least chance to win. And again, no shade, but I think it's just a heavy hitter of just star power here. So my vote will be for Charlie Cox, but wouldn't be surprised if Ben Starr or Jennifer English won. So I like Charlie in this one. I like Charlie. I vote for Silent Hill. Man. Best narrative, again, Expedition 33, Death Stranding, Ghost of Yotai, Kingdom Come, and Silent Hill F. I'm going to Expedition 33. I think that game was damn near flawless, like damn near perfect from beginning to end on a narrative. Ghost of Yotai, again, while I enjoyed the game, when it got to the end, man, I was very disappointed in that ending. I'm not gonna lie. Once I beat the game, very disappointed in that ending. It was very, very just bland. It was very mid, very anticlimactic. I didn't really get a sense of full satisfaction after everything was said and done. So, man, it is what it is. Like I said, good game, but it just didn't push that narrative. Expedition 33 had me on the edge of my seat from beginning to end, bro. The Act 1, bro, is bar none. Out of all the games I played, like, in my lifetime, bro, I did not expect that type of stuff to happen, bro. Like, that's what hooked me in. I did not think that I was going to enjoy the story as much as I did Expedition 33, and we literally got to it, bro. After that little tutorial scene, we got to the destruction. I was like, holy fucking shit, bro. So I'm just telling you, bro, Expedition 33, I think from beginning to end got it. So and I didn't play any of the other games outside of Ghost of Yotai, so I don't have an opinion, but I think the Expedition 33 got it. Revenge is bad, but still got the revenge. We did. Best multiplayer, which we go talk about. Oh man, so funny tweets, man. Funny tweet. Best multiplayer. Hooray for Arc Raiders. let's a round of applause for Arc Raiders. Yay.
Let's fucking go! Oh!
You got a nominee. You got a nominee. So there you go. Battlefield 6, Elden Ring, Night Rain, Peak, and Split Fiction. I'm not gonna lie, even in the multiplayer category, this is a pretty stacked list. That's a pretty stacked list. Peak was like the ultimate streamer game. I didn't think that that game would be about anything. It's not for me, but I've seen some people playing it. A lot of griefing going on, so people actually did like Peak. Split Fiction, like I said, I hope that Split Fiction does win at least one award because again, I love that studio. I don't think it would win here, but we'll see because Arc Raiders right now has the most recent outside of Battlefield 6. It has the most recent staying power in people's minds because they are actively playing it right now. Outside of that, it would be Battlefield 6. Not too many people playing Elden Ring, Night Rain right now. You don't gonna hop back into it in December when the DLC comes out. And Split Fiction again was super early on, and Peak was super early on as well. So out of this list, if we're going just based off of pure recency, Arc Raiders might get it. I personally chose Elden Ring, Night Rain, but my second choice would probably be Battlefield 6 because I really do enjoy Battlefield. But again, I'm rooting for Split Fiction. I'm rooting for Split Fiction, to be honest. I'm rooting for Split Fiction. But we'll see. We'll see if Arc Raiders can pull this off. We will see how the fans go in you know which direction that they go in. So leave on Silent Hill for everything again, remind you near Automata with the multiplayer. And he's okay. Best game direction, similar to narrative. We have Expedition 33, Death Stranding, Ghost of Yotei, Hades 2. It's literally like the same, like almost the same. Just we switch Silent Hill for Split Fiction here in game direction. Again, Expedition 33 for me has it, but I wouldn't be surprised if like Hades 2 or even Split Fiction wins that one. Best audio design, Battlefield 6, Expedition, Death Stranding, Ghost of Yotei, Silent Hill. So a lot of these are going to be just like overlapping each other. Again, I personally choose Expedition 33 for audio design. Art direction, same thing. Expedition, Death Stranding, Ghost of Yotei, Hades 2, and you have Silksong in here. So you like just like changing two of them two games between like these four or five categories. Art direction again, Expedition 33 was just freaking beautiful, bro. Expedition 33 was freaking beautiful. But Ghost of Yotei, again, art direction. If we're just going pure art direction, I do love Ghost of Yotei as well. I mean, super beautiful game. I mean, Ghost of Tsushima was already beautiful. Ghost of Yotei is beautiful as well. So we shall see. We shall see. And finally, game of the year. Nobody really cares about anything else but game of the year. So this year we have Expedition 33, no surprise. Death Stranding 2, from the way that people were talking about it, no surprise. Donkey Kong Bonanza did score very high. And I think it does deserve to be on this list, but at the same time, there were so many good games that if I had to kick something off, if I had to just punch it, boot it off, Donkey Kong Bonanza getting booted off, bro. Donkey Kong Bonanza is getting booted off. Hades 2, Silksong, and Kingdom Come Deliverance. 6 games, all freaking high, critically acclaimed this year. This is how stacked that this list of games were this year, people. Now that you see it here, is anyone surprised at any game on this game of the year list, or is anyone saying that a game got snubbed? Like, again, Silent Hill F has been in a lot of these categories. Should Silent Hill be somewhere on here? Should Split Fiction be here anywhere? Should Ghost of Yotei be here? Does anyone feel like a game got snubbed? He said, where's AC Shadows? That's funny. AC Shadows was not here. Did AC Shadows get any? We didn't say anything. I don't think AC Shadows did not get one nomination. I wonder, is that recency bias? Because I feel like AC Shadow should have maybe gotten in one of these categories that maybe Yotei was in if Yotei didn't come out. So it's yeah. So it's interesting. I think there probably would have been a thing. So said where's mine? Oh man, Mind's Eye. That would have been a second game of the year. That's still second game of the year. Oh man, but like I said, I'm not mad. I'm not mad at this list. Obviously we have some people that think otherwise, that has already, started his agenda, his motion, his campaign to have one game in the game of the year conversation. But I think it's pretty fair. Like I said, if I had a choice, I would take Bonanza out and maybe put another game in there, Silent Hill F, or I mean even Yotai, just to give PlayStation the participation trophy. Just give Sony a participation trophy. Just throw you in there just because I don't think that Bonanza fits really in here, but it is what it is. No multiplayer, and no multiplayer here. So, hey, what up, Sensei? What up? What up? What up? So that's that. That's that. Those are the nominees. Those are the nominees this year. I've said it before and I'll say it again. This is the closest thing that we have to the Grammys when it comes to video games. The closest thing that we have to the Grammys. Obviously, there are some people who are upset. People get upset at the Grammys too, every single year. People get upset at the Grammys every single year and think that people got snubbed, and get upset when the people who you don't want to win end up winning. But this is the closest thing that we have. But at the end of the day, it's the fans' opinion overall. It's the fans' opinion because we vote for it. So you can't get mad at anybody but the fans at the end of the day. So vote. You have the power. You have the power. The difference between this and the Grammys is the Grammys, outside of a couple of categories, they're committee voted. They're not fan voted. So that's the major difference. All of these categories here are fan voted. But again, this is our Grammys. This is a video game Grammys here. We do have other award shows, obviously. So shout out to Kai has his award show. We've done our own awards a couple years ago, which I want to actually those if he wants to do that again. But we have our awards, and obviously you have some smaller ones, but again, the commercial one and the Grammys of video games are the Game Awards. So this is really the main thing that we have here. But again, at the end of the day, this all comes from the fans. So vote if you really want to see something win. So, but said with lots of P DLC, I don't, again, the weird thing, we talked about remakes. I don't think the DLCs are considered. I don't think the DLCs are considered. And if they are, again, even though I love Lies of P, and I wish it would have won something the year that the OG game came out, but even Lies of P would have been snubbed out of a lot of these categories, just because, again, we're way too stacked, way too freaking stacked, bro, way too freaking stacked. All right, but let's get to come on, where feedback really, like, at all the time they turn that crap off. Feedback hub, get the heck out of here, man. Elden Ring had a DLC 1 year. Oh yeah, you're right. But it's Elden Ring though. It's Elden Ring. So yeah, you're right. The DLC, I guess, can be considered. You're right. It can be considered, but I guess lots of people didn't cut it. Like I said, it's just way too much stuff. Elden Ring is a whole different beast. So you know how Elden Ring swept. So Elden Ring ain't, I mean, Lies of P ain't Elden Ring. So Lies of P ain't Elden Ring. But like I said, I love Lies of P. Out of all the Souls games I played, the Souls like Lies of P is the closest that we got to any From Software game. But let's get to the main person who has been causing a stir in the video game community because of his opinions, right? We talked about him last time, and sure enough, joking or not, because we're gonna get to that. People think he's joking, he ain't taking himself serious, but why would you keep tweeting about it and talking about it on your streams if you're not serious, or you don't feel some type of way? So sure enough, our good friend Shroud, was watching the nominations. He was paying attention because he wanted to see if Arc Raiders was going to get nominated for a Game of the Year. So he first tweeted, "Time to watch some nominations. Surely not another rigged year," because he is running with this narrative that the nominations are rigged. Does it sound like someone familiar? That sound like someone familiar. The voting is rigged. It's fake news. I mean, I'm just saying, it's all fake news. It's all rigged. All fake news, all rigged. And then after all the nominees were revealed, he tweeted this. He said, "The world ain't ready yet. The world ain't ready yet." So we already know what he was talking about. Did I play Where the Winds Meet? I did play it back when the closed beta happened. I don't know if I'll get back to it. It was super overwhelming for me, so I don't know if I'll get back to it now that the official game is out, but we'll see. We'll see. So people started making fun of him. People started making fun of him. So man, like just going in on him. Then a lot of people asked if you even played Expedition 33. Said the world ain't ready for another L Shroud take. I'm just saying, this is also from the same guy. I don't know if y'all remember last year, but Shroud also had an opinion on Wukong. Last year, Shroud wanted Wukong to be in the Game of the Year nominations and to win. So this is on brand for him and these L takes. I'm just saying. Yeah, it seems that he cares a little bit about what wins Game of the Year. His personal opinion, he wanted Wukong to win last year. So, am I tripping for talking about this? No. Is anybody else tripping for talking about this? No. Is he your favorite creator? I mean, it can be your favorite creator, but he got some L takes, bro. This man don't know ball. He was staying in his own lane. He don't know ball, bro. So then we got some clips here. We got some clips. Let's watch this one.
Here, Expedition 33 from Sandfall Interactive. Death Stranding 2 on the beach from Kojima Productions.
Like, I'm shaking his head.
Donkey Kong Bonanza
Bias paid off.
Nintendo. Hades 2
That
from
makes sense.
Supergiant Games.
Hollow Knight. That makes sense.
Silk Song from Team Cherry. And Kingdom Come Deliverance 2.
Look at him, bro. Does that look like a person? Does that look like a person who's joking about this? Or does that look like a person who is genuinely upset and confused at the nominations? You tell me. You tell me, chat, what that looks like to you, because to me, that looks like a man who was defeated because one of his favorite games that he has campaigned for is not in the nomination list for Game of the Year.
Warhorse Studios.
The world's just not ready
There
for
you have it, your
the
nominees
world.
for
The world is just not ready for AI in video games. Not yet. They're just not ready. They're just not ready. But hey, at least they nominated it for something. I genuinely thought they wouldn't nominate it for anything because they were scared to get backlash. But at least they nominated it for something.
What backlash? Are we talking about just the AI stuff? He did mention that, but what backlash would they truly get for being nominated? I think that would be backlash more on the developer and publisher side more than the consumer side. I don't think that the consumers really care about AI being in arc raiders that much, because I don't think that it's affecting the overall gameplay. People do have some slight criticisms, but I don't think that arc raiders and their use of AI was super impactful to the point where people would be pushing back and saying, "Hey, I hate this because it's using AI." People are still playing it. People love arc raiders, and rightfully so. I mean, you like it, you like those type of games. I'm not personally a fan of these type of survivor games, but I understand why people enjoy it. So yeah, and again, yeah, the text to speech, again, that's very minimal in my opinion. That's very minimal. So again, I think that if anyone would have pushback, it would be the developers and publishers. Maybe somebody, who was nominated or maybe not nominated in some other categories may have something to say, but I don't think that the overall general public would be pushing back on that.
So that's good. Well, once again, another rigged year. That's crazy.
Like, it's just the fact that, like, he keeps getting disappointed. Like, why do you keep getting disappointed, Shroud? When did you start truly caring about the game awards and who wins, bro? Like when? Like, have you been to the awards show? Like, are you like I don't know. It's been just the past couple of years that like he's truly been like locked in and like had his opinion on it. So I don't know. It's very interesting to me like to see him like care this much about it. It's a whole boo hoo. And then here's the other clip. So he says this.
So you're only playing Expedition 33 if it wins? Yeah, I like to play the game of the year. So whatever the game of the year is going to be, I'll play it. Listen, even if it's Donkey Kong, I'll play Donkey Kong if it wins. I will. I will play whatever game wins. I do that every year. Every year that wins, like for example, last year, well, I didn't do Astrobot. That's a joke. But all the other games I've done, not Donkey Kong. Not fucking Astrobot. That was. I will play Donkey Kong though, because everyone seems to love it. I have a Nintendo Switch too. I got one. It's right.
Well, at least he said that, bro. At least he said that. What up, T Will? At least he said that. I didn't know that again this was a thing that he does. But we'll see if Expedition 33 wins and he'll play it again. He missed peak this year, bro. He missed peak. I don't know what he was doing throughout the entire year, but if Expedition 33 does win Game of the Year, then he'll finally get to experience greatness. Because again, that was another game that a lot of people didn't know about. It wasn't on a lot of people's radar. And through word of mouth, more people started playing it and seeing what everybody else was talking about. Shout out to Taco for the 30 months. Said bowling gun gamers and shambles. Yeah, ain't no bowling gun gamers on the battlefield this year. Even Call of Duty ain't make the list either. Multiplayer game, which is hilarious. So we'll see. But again, this man has a weird agenda, which is just hilarious to me. That he was really thinking that Arc Raiders was going to make that Game of the Year list. Like I said, you better be glad with the one nomination that Arc Raiders got, and leave it at that, because that's all you're gonna get, buddy. But let's continue on, because speaking of multiplayer games, I saw this tweet today. What up, Jamerson? I saw this tweet today. And this person says the fact that there is a separate category for multiplayer games in the Game Awards is lame as F. It speaks to the bias against multiplayer games, with critics who clearly view these titles as lesser compared to their single player counterparts. Very interesting opinion. He follows up. The same bullcrap mentality seeps into other bits of discourse, such as pricing. Multiplayer only titles charging full price are accosted, but single player only games are absolutely fine. Very, very strong opinion. I'm just saying it right now, but I'll read my tweet and then I'll continue to elaborate further. So I said, so you rather multiplayer games not get highlighted at all? Because from what you're saying, you think a multiplayer game didn't have their own category, then they will have a greater chance of being in the Game of the Year bucket? Not happening. Not happening. There are separate categories for a reason. So multiplayer games, for example, can get a chance. So sports and racing games can get a chance. Just imagine, follow me here, chat. Follow me. Just imagine a game like Battlefield 6 or Call of Duty, let's use Call of Duty for example. Comes out every single year. It can be the greatest Call of Duty that's ever existed. Imagine Black Ops 7. We'll do Black Ops 7 because that just came out. Imagine Black Ops 7 being nominated against Expedition 33, Hades, Death Stranding, Kingdom Come 2 Deliverance. Do you think one, if for some reason it got nominated in that Game of the Year category, that it would win? It would be a freaking joke, bro. It would be a joke. And again, that's no shade to Call of Duty, but it would be a freaking joke. It wouldn't get nominated at all. Let's just keep it a buck. If there was no multiplayer category, it would not get nominated for a lot of these categories. You have these separate categories for a reason, so you can highlight different aspects of different games. There's a sports and racing category for a reason. There's a fighting game category for a reason. There's an action adventure category for a reason. There's a regular action category for a reason. There's an indie category for a reason. So other games can get a chance. Because if you just put all of the same games, all of the games that came out in one bucket, then a lot of games, a lot more games will get snubbed. That's how awards work. So I get that this guy is upset, and but he doesn't understand how awards work and how these award shows work. So it's actually a good thing that multiplayer has a separate category. So those games can get highlighted and single player games don't take away from the multiplayer games. That's the whole point. Again, use your brain. We are not critically thinking. We're just getting upset instantly. We're just getting upset. We need to use more critical thinking as to why is it like this? You know, start asking yourself the question, why is it like this? Instead of just getting upset and saying, hey man, this is bullshit. Like, this is what I'm trying to get. Again, no shade to this guy, but you need to think more about why things are like this rather than just getting upset and saying, hey man, there's a category for this. You're trying to separate and take away from multiplayer game being in the same categories as single player game. Well, basically, again, you want a multiplayer game to be in game of the year category, just like Shroud did. It's you're saying the same stuff. You're saying the same stuff. You're just saying it in different ways. Saying that it's rigged, it's bullshit, it's biased. Like, no, it's not. And at the end of the day, again, the developer and publisher community, you know, they're the ones who are nominating these games. But at the end of the day, it's gonna be up to the fans to vote for what game wins what in this category. So again, be glad and happy that multiplayer had its own category. If that's your thing, then be glad that it has its own category. Because if it didn't, then you will be even more mad because the majority of the multiplayer games would not get nominated. And that's just keeping it 100. A lot of those games would not even get nominated, period. So be glad that it has its own bucket to choose from. Okay? Because I mean, why get upset about games that you're, I know, right? I don't know. Just play what you like and don't let you get it. And that's the whole point. We get so obsessed with awards and lists, that list like the top 10 blah 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 of the year. Like, we get so obsessed at other people's opinions and we let them dictate our emotions and feelings. You know, we try to promote this whole, you know, think for yourself mentality, but realistically, a lot of people are thinking the same things. There is still hive mentalities within your own bubbles. It's all these echo chambers going on. So a lot of people aren't truly thinking for themselves like they say that they are. Okay. And it ends up being like this a lot of the times when, again, you're seeing people choose things and they're thinking, oh, they're choosing for me. And then you get upset. When at the end of the day, if there's something that you don't agree with, then just move on, you know? But for some people, they just can't grasp that fact. Again, going back to Shroud, he's a big creator and he's getting upset, like, because he has his own agenda. He has his own thing in his head that he's like, man, I want this to win, or I want this to be nominated. And if it's not, it's rigged. I'm just going to say it's rigged and it's fake. Again, that's childish behavior. What up, King? That's childish behavior. So I don't know. We're going to continue to have this, especially being on the internet, you know. I don't know if there's any hope for us having more critical thinking and, you know, thinking for ourselves, but at the end of the day, it creates content for me. So we'll keep dissecting it. The last one here is when I talked about Shroud when the game of the year got announced. It said somewhere in this world, Shroud is seething in anger. And then we got a comment here, which I want to highlight. This guy says, proof that you don't know anything about this guy or the situation. Really? You just base everything on Twitter. Which, again, is the same platform that we're both on. He was never that serious about it. Okay. Yeah, he was never that serious. We always try to pull this. It is what it is. It ain't that deep type of card. First of all, you capping, you caping for someone else. You caping for someone else who probably doesn't even know who you are. He said he never got mad. LOL. All he did was express his opinion and Twitter went wild. There is a difference. I keep telling people, even if this was all jokes, even if it was all jokes for him, A joke is half truth. A joke is half truth. I don't think that someone would go through the lengths of trying to campaign for whatever he feels like his game is to be game of the year, to get nominated, and simultaneously put down another game that he doesn't even know anything about because he hasn't played. You know, why would you go to the links to joke about that? Because what if his influence and all of his followers did indeed do that? Expedition 33 would then get snubbed, and then there would be more people who are upset, because I think that in my heart of hearts, regardless of whether I played it or not, I know ball. I recognize ball. So Expedition 33 deserves to be in all these categories. It legit deserves to be in all these categories because it is a generational title. It is a generational game, and the fact that 30 people made such a masterpiece, bro, is very commendable. So, but just imagine if Shroud told all his followers to not vote for that and put Arc Raiders in there. You know, what would happen? People being mad, and it was because of all one person, because he's upset, because he wants his video game really in there so badly. And then what if it happened and he had to apologize to somebody? I ain't tell y'all to do that. He would backtrack and be like, I ain't really tell y'all to do that. I already know the game, bro. I already know the game. So I know the play. So you tell me this person is joking? He ain't joking, bro. He's serious. He may not be super serious, but again, your audio ain't matching your visual. Your audio not matching your visual. So again, if he joking, I'm joking, but I think he's pretty serious. So I just found that one interesting, because I'm like, why are you trying to defend him like that? I don't understand why you trying to defend him. So found that one interesting. Then we got some Shroud defenders here. Finally, I did not get a chance to talk about this, but the Steam Machine, the new hotness that is on the way, has people talking. It has people talking. So just to go over some of these things, the Steam Machine is basically a PC. It basically is a PC, just in a small form factor. It has your entire Steam library. This is not really for like the desktop gamers, even though you technically could. This is mainly, you know, as they're promoting it here, for like your living room. They're basically trying to make this like a console experience, but it's a PC and it's in your living room. So it's a core features here. They have Steam OS, so this is not a Windows machine. This is a Linux based machine that has Steam OS on it. It's a small form factor, cool and quiet. It has it has ports for 1 gigabit Ethernet, DisplayPort, HDMI, 1 USB-C and 4 USB-A ports. CPU and GPU, say you can 4K game at 60 FPS. It has 2 storage options, 512 and 2 terabytes. It has Wi-Fi, and it says not a giant brick. So the power supply is built right in. So that's cool. And it's supposed to be optimized for gaming. So this is like, I would say it's more of the equivalent of like a beefier Steam Deck. A beefier Steam Deck. Obviously, it's not a handheld. The beefier Steam Deck has Steam OS, and it's supposed to be, you know, Steam Machine verified. So all of the games, or the majority of the games that will come out on Steam or be available on Steam, should be verified and optimized for this Steam Machine. So, and Valve, just in case you didn't know or had any, you know, question about it, they said, and it's a PC. So they do have someone here, which is very interesting. They do have someone here that's showing them being on a regular office desk. So you technically can, and I guess, and actually, now I'll take that back, they are trying to promote it as both, so like a hybrid. But again, the Steam Machine is kind of, at the end of the day, it's mainly for like living room gaming, because it's supposed to like replace your console. But they have it here, this person is streaming or whatever, so they got the Steam Machine right there. So I guess they are trying to tout it as both. It's made for Steam controller. They also have the Steam controller out here. It says great for gaming. So the VR, they have the Steam Deck here. So they're saying that it's supposed to be So let me see here. CPU, they got an AMD Zen 4. So the GPU, semi-custom AMD RDNA 3. It has 16 gigs of DDR5 RAM plus 8 gigs of GDDR6 VRAM. Okay. And yeah, then we talked about other stuff. So okay, I mean, it's very interesting, but obviously people want to know, how much is this going to cost? How much is this Steam machine going to cost? Again, they are saying it's a PC. They're saying it's a PC. So do we think that this is going to be under $1,000? Keep in mind, Xbox's highest tier of their handheld costs $1,000. Do we think that this is going to be under $1,000? Because if you're promoting it, if you're touting it as this, price point is, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what you have under the hood. The price point is the most important thing to determine whether people are going to be enticed to pick this up or not. Because if you're not under $1,000, I'm going to just say, unless you just really do not want to mess with PCs, do not want to mess with a bigger frame of a PC here, why would you get this? That's my thing. Because it looks cool, because it's small form factor. I mean, if you truly don't have any room, if you don't, I mean, again, I don't think that many people will be getting this for their office, but like, you gotta have some room in your living room, right? So again, I just don't know how this appeals outside of really being in your living room. They're trying to, they showed the example, but again, it's going to be more of a living room thing. But I don't know. Like, I just feel like, again, this just has to be under $1,000. Has to be under $1,000. I'm thinking like 700, 800 would be that sweet spot. 700, 800. Maybe the 512 version is 700 and the 2 terabyte is 800 or 850. But I don't know, if you're touting it as a PC, I just don't know, like, how powerful is it under the hood that, like, they would be taking a huge loss by making it that price. So I don't know. It's just very interesting. Like, that's going to be the main thing here, because I was very disappointed, to be honest. After Microsoft received that backlash on their device, on their ROG, they still ended up making it that price. And I'm like, again, I don't think that high version being $1,000 appeals to anybody. I've said that. And now you have this about to come out, and this is not a handheld, meant to, again, be sitting there as a small form factor PC for your living room or sitting on your desk. But at the end of the day, like, it just has to be at a viable price point, especially in this economy. So I hope that Valve can make it affordable. I hope that they can, but I'm just saying, like, anything over $1,000, man, it's gonna be really pushing it. And I'm like, you might as well just get a full factor PC, because at the end of the day, what they have under this hood, you're really not gonna be able to update it. And that was my problem when I got like a Alienware small form factor, like way back when. I couldn't really update it. I had to, like, end up taking all the guts out of that small form factor and put it in a full tower, because I just couldn't upgrade it. So if you're looking at that, like, you're still gonna have to at some point, or like Steam Machine 2 comes out, like, in, when it's time to upgrade. I don't know, but just for me, just being a PC person who knows how to build a PC, who's built a bunch of PCs, like, I don't know, this just doesn't appeal to me. But I wanted to be able to appeal to other folks who just aren't PC connoisseurs like myself. So it has to have a good price point. So we shall see. But I'm really rooting for you, Val. I love my Steam Deck, but I haven't played it in a long time. I don't really travel like that. But I want the Steam Machine to do well. So we'll see. We'll see. It said the ROG sold out. I don't even know how, bro. I don't know how. I really don't know how. Like that's just crazy, man. Like that's oh man. He said you gonna buy even if it's 1,500. Dang. Like, really? Sheesh. Probably to make tons of that. Now they gonna make tons of money regardless. They gonna make tons of money regardless. But man, I'm just hoping that it's at an affordable price. So we'll see. You're at a compatible with a PS5. Yeah, that's what they were saying. That's what they were saying. They said the PS5 like base and the Xbox Series S is what they're comparing it to. You really don't think it'll be compatible with games for the next 5-10 years? I mean, it has to come down to optimization at the end of the day. It has to come down to optimization. Oh yeah, and I forgot to talk about the main thing here. On Linux, the Steam OS is a Linux-based OS. You won't be able to play games like Call of Duty and Battlefield because of their anti-cheat. So that's going to be a big thing. I want people to really emphasize that before you think about purchasing this. If you care about those games, you won't be able to play it. Now, again, things could change. There may be something down in the future that Valve is able to work with these companies and get these games to work on Steam OS. But as of this moment, you won't be able to play those games. So I don't know how much of the demographic would be turned off just because of that, or just not know about it. But I want people to understand that there are going to be certain games that you cannot play. So we'll see. First people go do is try to get Windows working. I mean, yeah, again, the Tinkerers. Yeah, the Tinkerers. They're going to dual boot it. Yeah, they're going to dual boot it. So there could be something. But again, me personally, again, I feel like if you're going to go through all of that, then just get a PC, bro. Just get a full tower. just get a full tower. If you're going to dual boot Windows, just get a full tower, bro. If you're gonna go through that, then that means that you're already are smart enough. You already know your way around a PC. Then just why would you even deal with it? You know? So I don't know. I don't know. So we'll see. If they can get it to work, then now, that'll be great. But again, if you're gonna dual boot Windows on it, then I feel like it's kind of defeating the purpose. So it is what it is there. It is what it is. But very interesting. I remember Steam Machine, like they talked about like years ago, and I'm actually surprised that they finally decided to release it. So we'll see if this is up making waves in the video game space. We'll see.